Boom.
All right, what's good, everybody? Let's try this again. Welcome to the Authentic Era, episode number 4.1. Let's call it 4.1. Yeah, so thanks for bearing with us with the stream issues here. I don't know what the deal was. That's super weird. The settings don't change, but for whatever reason, you got to reset it. Anyway, it's your boy Eddie Nelson coming at you live from Memphis, Tennessee. I've got here to my left, I got the OG, DJ Guam Styles himself. Bill, how's it going?
What's happening?
And then to my right, I got North County's own Joey SB. What's up?
What's up, y'all? How are you boys doing today?
Chilling. Just cracked a new one. Cracked open a new beer here. Today I'm drinking on the Almond Macadamia Swirl by Decadent Ales. Triple IPA with almond and macadamia nuts. So, something new. Checking it out.
Excellent.
I got a little bacon and eggs from Pizza Port today. And Eddie, I gotta know what bang flavor you're drinking.
Well, you know we got our bangiest over here. My unofficial sponsor.
Can I guess?
Go for it.
Can I guess?
What we got?
Unicorn? Rainbow unicorn?
You're close.
Birthday cake.
Radical skedaddle?
Little cotton candy tonight.
Oh,
Got some cotton candy.
Dude.
Not bad. I can hold that one down. So.
Yeah, pretty good. You know, I didn't really know much about Bang at all until like a month ago, and then I picked it up because you know your boy over here is diabetic as hell, so I got to get that no sugar diet, and I like my energy drinks, and this gets me through the day. So Bang, if you are listening, send me a case.
Send him over. If you need a good laugh, follow the Bang CEO on Instagram. Well, not a good laugh, but he's just a good follow. Very motivational guy. He's from Florida. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, all these hot chicks
Florida.
too. I used to like follow this one chick. She was like a Bang energy guy. I was like, oh, what's up?
Classic Florida. All right, so let's get wow, I almost said let's get right into the news. I'm glad I didn't say that. So let's kick it off. We'll go over some still kicking it with 31 Days of Vans. We are going strong. We've had some really cool stuff this week. Since last week, obviously. What are we? Day 22 today, right? Yeah.
Right.
So some pretty cool stuff. This guy, Jason Nuke. I want to talk about him at the end, so we'll save it. But he's got some fire stuff. Really cool to see the stuff that he posts. I don't want to get too far into it, but some really cool stuff. One thing that's I've been seeing getting a lot of play are the Bedwins. The stuff, people are getting those in now, and they are looking better with every picture I see.
Yeah, man. So somebody released their pairs early, right?
I think we had Sense, right? Sense maybe had their pairs, or one of them, only one pair or something. One style, I should say, one pair. But yeah, I've seen a few people got them, and man, they are. Every pair I see, it blows me away more. Let's talk about Tens Day 22 pair. Bro, some heat.
Double taps.
The white double taps. Authentics.
She post? I didn't even get to see that one today. Oh my gosh. Now I felt bad. She's already posting the heat. Damn. Jeez, man. So yeah, and you know what? That's a size 6.5 too. So anybody small foot girls, you'd be jealous of that pair for sure.
Bro, and these are like on ice.
Yeah, they're
Like,
dead stock. Yep.
She
And
she
we
keeping
got
a
those
dead
from
body cold back there.
Yeah, yep, yep. I mean, you obviously can tell, how the color kind of fades. They start
Right.
to turn that peach color.
And that
But, yeah.
that glue starts to seep a little bit around the foxing and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yep. But dang, yeah, that's like, guess that's a grail nowadays for a lot of us. There was a time
Right.
when those weren't even really that popular. Like it was all crossbones and
Oh yeah.
you can come across these, but damn, all of a sudden something happened, and then the wings became like that grail. But then Brant, he's sitting on a lot of stuff back in his his basement warehouse. At least he used to. I don't know. I'm sure he sold through a lot of it.
Shout out to Silo Omaha, Brant.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks, man.
Those
Dude,
look good. Those went on sale. I know I picked up a pair on sale.
man. Yeah.
And then the speaking of this shoe, this release, this collection, I guess. The samples of those I've always really been into with the Vans logos.
Yep.
Really cool.
Yeah, the ones that Dave has. Dave has those. Little,
Yeah, Dave, he's always got them. Can't.
No, I thought you were gonna mention the yellow pair or
The yellow pair too. Yeah, the yellow pair is dope because we got that release, right?
Yep.
we didn't have them, and then for the so Syndicate, if you didn't know, we'll take a minute and talk about Syndicate. Syndicate was a arguably maybe the best line that maybe Vans has ever done. I don't know. That's probably a controversial statement to some people, but I think Syndicate was really awesome, and we'll talk about some of that today too. But they were it was like a passion project within Vans with a lot of people. I don't know all of the people's names that well. I know Ryan Posabon was one guy who was really into it.
Yeah,
Bill, you probably
John
know
Moore
more.
invented all that before Ryan did. With John's now with Herschel, I think, or he was. I don't know, but yeah, there's a bunch of those dudes that were all like part of that, And
Yeah.
you look back now, it's like Syndicate is pretty much what Nike SB is, I think, to like the Nike collectors.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
people will if it never comes back, then I think just anything Syndicate is gonna start to be just sought after,
Right.
because it was so rare. Like it was more like not even SB, it was more like tier 0 Nike.
Yeah,
accounts,
absolutely.
Like super limited. You could count on like 2 hands, maybe 3 hands of all the shops that carried it. Most of them being in California and Southern California. So we always take shit like that for granted because we had so many shops, to pick from. And then it was just like scarce throughout the rest of the whole US, like
So spoiled
one
out
shop
there.
in a state, So
Yeah, and Syndicate was a really we said a passion project, and that's what it was. It was a the folks who did that core group of guys and gals who were working on Syndicate at Vans. They didn't make any money off of Syndicate at all. They did super low runs, collaborated with crazy people that you wouldn't normally see. I don't want to say crazy. That sounds bad, but like just people who normally you wouldn't get a shoe, right? Even later in Syndicate, Harmony Korine and things like that comes to mind. And there were a lot of stuff before that. They were the first U.S. anyway. Double taps were Syndicates, right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this shoe, the one that we're looking at on screen, that white authentic, there was a black one, and then there was a highly coveted golden colorway that Dave says was Japan only. So all that Japan stuff always really hard to find. And there was a lot of debate on what that colorway was even called, like goldenrod or something like that. I remember having those in the forum. But towards the end of Syndicate, in the waning years, they did like re-releases of some shoes. And one of the releases that they did was that that yellow or gold, I guess, authentic that we finally got stateside. Really cool. I've got my pair back somewhere in the closet, I guess, in the back room. But super cool story.
Was that the last release from that, like the 10-year syndicate? Was that the last release, the gold double taps?
I think so. Outside of the Chukka.
Yeah, from the white box, like final year. Yeah, I think they capped it with that yellow authentic. And then of course it was the straggler with that 852 that you posted the other day.
Yeah, they
snuck that in right at the end. Like we had heard of that shoe, but we didn't see it until the Van Syndicate event, till the These Days event. They had it on display, both pairs, the old school and the skate mid. So and they were like, "Oh, dope! This thing's like this is still coming," and then like it dropped like a couple months after that. So.
Right.
Those are dope. Dope Shop. They actually commented or replied to us. I guess didn't comment. Maybe they commented on your post. I'm not sure, Joe, but they replied to our story.
Cool shop. I follow them on social, and I think they posted on Instagram early, like in the early days of Instagram, maybe at early 10s, like 12, 13, 14. I don't even remember when they released, but that's the only way I was able to buy them because they said, hey, they're on our website. I would have never looked on their website.
Yeah,
right.
For me to shop that.
Hong Kong,
China. Yeah. Hong Kong. Yeah, that's was pretty stoked. I was stoked to get them, and then I think the three of us, consensus-wise, that's probably our favorite model. The mid, you know what I mean?
Mid's one of my favorites for sure. I'm a Style 36 / old school guy, but the mid is definitely number 2 for me.
No doubt.
Word.
So 10, congratulations! You wear the crown this week. Really,
She's out with the girls. She's out with the girls today.
Fire stuff. So when you listen to this on replay, good work. Wear those dang things. Lace them up. Let's see them. We'll see you. Maybe we'll talk about where we'll see you later. We'll talk about that later. All right. So we if you didn't know, Bill has done some excellent work, and he's got us officially. This sounds so cool. Apple Podcasts, we're on there, and we're on Spotify via Anchor, or however that works.
Both, actually, yeah, because Anchor is the free version of Spotify for podcasts, but they're like hosting everything. So we just tie in the RSS feeds to Apple Podcasts and to Spotify, and they pick it up off of Anchor and just publish it whenever it goes live on Anchor. So once I rip it up to Anchor, then it's good. Then it spreads out to all the other platforms.
Very cool. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the release schedule for the YouTube and the podcasts will be the Monday after the stream. Is that right?
It's whenever I get around to it. I try to do it by the next day because
cool.
Once the first step is to, if you guys want to know the background here, you basically, once this is done, it's live and ready to go on Twitch. So once I log into Twitch, then I can export it to YouTube. They have a feature to do that. And then once it's on YouTube, then I re-download it back to my computer because they compress it. Because if I rip it off of Twitch, it's like a 1-point-something gigabyte file. It's huge. It'll never upload to the audio formats. But if I just take the YouTube version, it's like a 300 or 400 megabyte file. So then that's acceptable for converting into the audio stream. So that's what I do. So.
There you go. That's how the sausage gets made over here. We're making hot dogs. The pinks only. So so if you're not able to catch us on stream and interact with us here in the chat, shout out to all of you who do take the time to do that, though.
It's easier to listen. You can just play it and pause it when you want, just like you do with all your other podcasts,
Wherever podcasts are available. Throw us a subscribe on whatever your dedicated pod thingy is. Cool. So we got that. So the big chunk of tonight, the bulk, we sort of touched on it last week, but that really led us down a path, and we had a lot more stuff we wanted to talk about last week, so we sort of scooted it down to this week. But we want to talk about music collabs. Music is, to I think I speak for all three of us when I say that it's probably our greatest passion next to sneakers, maybe even before sneakers. You know, it's sort of always been there for me, and the collision of those two worlds, or combining of those two worlds, is something that I find great joy in. And so we want to talk about some of our favorite collabs, a little bit about the release history behind them. And it's sort of cool that Vans is releasing a music collab this week. We didn't plan that, obviously, but yeah, so there is a Metallica collab this week. I think we'll start there with just talking about the new release, and then we will go back to some of the history of those releases. So yeah, the new release. Let's see. Let me find it here.
This will be the second collaboration with Metallica.
Actually, it's like their fourth or fifth, right? I think.
Well, they did a bunch of different shoes, but they were all within that same year, right? It didn't. Did it start with the half cab, or did it start with the other GRs?
Wow,
first?
y'all are getting so ahead of me. Look at y'all. Let me find. Let me find the release here. Oh man, I had all of this organized in a certain way, and then I just completely shot myself in the foot by saying we're going to talk about this first.
Get it?
There we go. So yeah, so this is Bill. I've got your article pulled up here. I just found out by looking at this. This is a Pusshead collaboration as well.
Yeah.
That's dope as hell. I'm a big fan of Pusshead. The Pusshead SB's one of my favorite releases. Both of them, two of my favorite releases of all time. And these being... so these are a collaboration to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Black Album. Which is pretty amazing. So, Bill, you did the write-up on these. What can you tell us about them?
Oh, sorry, man.
It's all good.
I'm trying to think here. So we know it's going to be like a Vans family exclusive. Don't know the reasoning behind that or anything. Just, something cool and exclusive, I guess. Maybe they had a limited amount of pairs, so they decided to do it this way instead. And yeah, everybody likes Pusshead, especially in the sneaker community, if you're, familiar with his SBs. But, that also was originally, his notoriety comes from his album covers for Metallica.
Right.
And, but this is something created specifically just for this release. Like, this artwork is not from any album cover or anything like that.
The black, especially the Black Album. Black Album was just black. That's why it's called the Black Album.
Isn't there like the like "Don't Tread on Me" snake in the corner?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
It's like, but it's black on black,
Yeah. Maybe this is just like some leftover licensing that Vans is still, using up. You know what I mean? Maybe
Could
they
be
have a couple more shoes left in the tank to make. I always like a black shoe, primarily black. This is cool. It's got like I don't know if the Metallica logos are 3M, reflective.
Yeah, they just look silver to me,
silver,
which is dope. I think it's got Pusshead graphics. It's a badass album, and it's got sidewall print. It's checking all the boxes for me. I'm really into them. We got a skate high and a slip-on classic silos. So, Bill, you mentioned it's a Vans family exclusive. I think it's just releasing early there.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but like through Vans, I don't know. The way they sent out the press for it, it says available exclusively for the Vans family members, but then it's all going to be on Metallica's website.
Yeah, like the next day.
That. Yeah. So I don't know if it's just going to be you have to be a Vans family member to purchase it from Vans. Probably not going to be in stores, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a release like that. Like the what's the last big band released Led Zeppelin,
Yeah.
right? Those were in store, right?
Yeah, in the more like popular stores, not everybody
Yeah.
got them. Yeah.
So these are dope. I think these are rad. These are something that sort of came out of the blue, at least for us, but really, really, really cool. So into that, I'm into the artwork. It's funny, Joe. We talked last week about bands we would like to see have collabs, and we both said Converge, and
Yep.
this really like seems like a Converge artwork, right? Like it looks a lot like a Converge album, and maybe just because it's
Yeah.
a skull, but like it sort of gives me that vibe.
I'm getting some cool vibes from it. I think it's great too. I mean, like you said too, the artwork from Pushead alone kind of puts me in there. I think it's awesome. I don't know if I'm gonna I don't know if they're for me, but I think
Yeah.
it's a great release, and it gives us something to talk about. And
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more people that will enjoy this shoe more than I would. So I know I'm probably not gonna buy, but I definitely like if you put that artwork on a flag or like a banner.
Right.
I would buy the banner.
Well,
I think that's awesome looking.
so I'm reading more as we're talking about it. Should have done this homework beforehand, but it looks like this artwork was originally for the tour, and they had banners of this on stage when they were playing. The artwork is sad but true, is what the artwork is. So if you're familiar with Metallica's Black album, that was on there. So pretty cool. I'm sure these are going to have a special box as well. We haven't seen pictures of the box, but
Too. I mean, it's
Sure
not my
they
favorite
will.
Metallica album, but probably dare I say, like the heaviest album. I know some people would probably beat the shit out of me for saying that, but I'm gonna say it.
yeah, and I mean
It's
this
not the
is
most-
like
it's
one
not
of the
thrashiest album.
no,
It's not the thrashiest. It's the heaviest in my opinion.
and it's definitely. It's not my favorite Metallica album. We'll talk about that just in just a second. But, still a good album. Still, maybe I think it is the best-selling metal album of all time.
Yeah. So obviously it's their best album. So that's what I was gonna say.
Pretty cool. So speaking of the history of bands in Metallica, I found some stuff I didn't know existed when I was researching this for the show. So the Kill 'Em All shoe collection that they did, that is my favorite Metallica album. Kill 'Em All, really amazing, just from start to finish, great record. So the half cabs, there were more with that. There was a slip on and a skate high, right? I think is where the and the half cab.
The white and red album cover.
Right.
Yeah.
So really cool stuff here. Found out that this is actually Metallica is Steve Cab's favorite metal band. So didn't know that before I was reading about this stuff for the show. But pretty cool stuff. He designed this with what is his first name? I cannot remember. Something Trujillo, the bassist for
Robert?
Metallica.
Oh, Robert Trujillo,
There you go.
the basis of Suicide.
There you go. So, and something else we'll talk about. Yeah. So these were designed with Steve Cab and Robert Trujillo. Pretty cool. These were released not everywhere. Certain stores got them. Surprisingly hard to find, I think, nowadays. They were out and about everywhere. I remember seeing them at the outlets, and now really tough to find. But so they had these. I think this next one. I just put the same thing twice. So yeah, there we go. Slip on with the skate high as well. And then, so they had a 2018 collaboration as well. They released a skate high and the slip on, and the like a t-shirt and the trucker cap. So that came out back in 2018. Just really
yeah, you're right.
all black collection. Pretty cool. And then they also did something I didn't know about was the 2013 Signature Collection, where each member of the band designed their own shoe. Had no idea, but pretty cool. So each member got to design their own one. James Hetfield did a decon, skate high decon with hexagonal eyelets, all black with hexagonal eyelets.
It was all black shoe, right? Yep.
Lars did an what is it?
Diamond print or diamond plate.
Era laceless. Yep.
Yeah.
It's got like
they had little guitar picks, like little metal guitar picks.
Yeah, they had the
like
guitar pick keychains. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Kirk Hammett did a slip-on.
This is fucking bananas because I do not remember this.
You don't remember that either? I remember the Tornado shoe. He had the blue like skate low, or the 80s skate low, with, like embroidering on it.
With the Mayan or Aztec, I'm not sure which one it is. Aztec calendar artwork, yeah.
And then what was the other one?
Kirk Hammett did a slip-on, a black slip-on.
Oh yeah.
Guitar pick inspired by the Ouija board. Pretty cool. Yeah, so there's a...
You don't see those at all.
Never.
I've never seen those.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are ones that I didn't know existed until this morning, and really cool. I would love to find these somewhere. You know, one of those things that like probably never comes up for sale because the folks who bought them probably beat them into the fucking ground, or kept them as a collector's item, and they'll never sell them because they want $500 a piece for them or something like that. So. So that's sort of a little history on Metallica and Vans. Pretty awesome, you know, longevity there. Didn't know that they went that far back, but it's really cool to see that they're still doing it. Of course, Dave has every pair. Shocker.
Phil, are you a Metallica guy?
A little bit. I mean, I only know like their popular shit, but
right.
And just from what I've seen with their documentaries, like on Netflix back in the day and stuff.
Yeah, there's some good stuff there.
Little fun fact: Metallica. I had a Metallica shirt back in probably middle school, and it was the one that said "metal up your ass," and I got it taken away from my mom.
Suspended. You're grounded, buddy.
I was grounded. Yeah.
Grounded. So
I listen to Master of Puppets all day too. I mean,
that's a good album.
I think I'm like Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and Injustice for All. I have a special place in my heart.
Three good records.
I probably will choose Master of Puppets, but the three of those I can headbang. Maybe a little Tylenol after, but I can headbang for sure.
Yeah. So with that, we're gonna kick it into some of our favorite collabs, or just some history around some of these music releases, because Vans has done a ton of music collaborations. This is like, we've got a lot to talk about, and we are just barely skipping. We're not really going super into it.
We usually try to load up a bunch of different topics and shit, but we're like, this could probably go on for the whole show, so we'll just talk about bands.
Oh, we lost Joe. Joe is coming back. So the first one we'll talk about, we've got the South by Southwest. Yeah. Joe, you with us?
He's messing with his sound.
Joey's got to get his levels right.
Yeah, but I think we should start off talking about that collab that Nice Kicks got to do for South by Southwest in 2014, because it was just like basically a re-release of prior earlier band collabs that Vans did.
Yep.
Stuff that was always kind of sought after. Like the Bad Religion stuff.
Bad Brains.
I'm trying to. There was also. Oh, I'm sorry. No, they also did a Bad Religion shoe, right? The green one. It was like a green ripstop, olive green.
They did that at the South by one as well?
I want to say that was part of that lineup. Maybe not. I don't know. I know they did.
We'll
Social
definitely talk
Distortion.
about Bad Religion. I've got them. They're on my list here, so we'll definitely talk about them.
The one with their logo on the heel, right?
Right.
It's like the little cross. Okay. Joey's coming in and out. Yeah, what else did they do? I think they did both pairs of the Social Ds, right? They did the Skate High and the Old School. And then they did the Bad Brains Skate High, the retro without the yellow contrast stitching. So it had the black toe stitching on it. And they did the Slayer Old School.
So, from what I'm reading here, is
it's old.
in the 2014 South by we had Circle Jerks, Motorhead, Bad Brains, and Rise Against.
I could have sworn they also re-released, like, because where did the Social Ds come? Or maybe that was with Journeys. Did Journeys also get like a band collab re-release? I think I might have been mixing that up then with Journeys. Because yeah, Journeys did, like, for sure the Social Distortions came back out because I got those from the rack from the second time around that they released them.
I remember those going to the rack. I remember also the Circle Jerks going to the rack as well. Maybe not these, or wasn't it? No, the Germs. The Germs are the ones I remember going to the
Yeah, they were at the rack too. I remember seeing those.
But this collection was all re-releases or reissues or whatever you want to call them.
Yes.
From retros if you're in the Jordan world. So it was really cool. They did over 4 days. They released only 100 pairs. Also 50 pairs. Sorry, 50 pairs each, and then 100 pairs available at Vans.com on the following day. So really cool. They did the rally, the Motorhead 2 Vans Rally Classic, the Circle Jerks Old School, the Rise Against Slip-On, and then that sweet Bad Brains Skate High.
Right. Yep. I see that post there. Yep.
So super cool. I don't have any of these. I would love to have them though. So be really dope if you've got them. Let your boy know. 10 and a half.
So I was doing some research here. So if you look at my blog post there for this one, I referenced the Nice Kicks one that they did, because this post doesn't mention Nice Kicks. This just mentions South by Southwest and Vans.
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha.
The Nice Kicks one was before that, and that's the one they listed here on the Nice Kicks site.
There we go.
Slayer, Descendants, Bad Religion, Iron Maiden, and Social D.
So, yep. Vulcanized vinyl. Okay, I see.
Okay, that was 2012. Shit. Okay. Yeah,
wow.
See? We also learn stuff new every day too. Or learn old stuff every day.
And you also got, wow, so it looks like you got like a show, 100 people to stop by the shop, we'll get a ticket. Man, super cool. I'm ready for COVID to go away so we can do stuff like that again. Never been to South by, but I'd love to go down there.
Yeah, me either. All my DJ buddies always go, or they always went, and it was like nuts.
Those Bad Brains were a really cool pair too. Drawer box, really cool dust bag. I think they had 3 sets of laces with them, and a Rasta lace. And there was something else that came with them, but I don't remember.
It had the keychain, the cardboard keychain of the lion, and then it had the dust bag, which was like the yellow cassette logo. And yeah, it just had the drawer box. That was super dope. And that was like the first release, but that's the one that had the hemp chukka. That was the Vault. That was actually the LX.
Yeah.
The Era and the Era 59 and the Skate Highs released at other stores, but they didn't call them vaults, but they still had drawer boxes and dust bags and everything. Clear Souls, remember that shit was pretty dope.
Oh yeah.
So one of my favorite bands ever of all time is Bad Religion. And I am blessed to be able to own the Skate High that they did with Vans, but something I learned is that there's actually 4 different four different releases. So there's a slip-on that they did with Bad Religion, where it's just a black slip-on with a Bad Religion branding on the footbed. It doesn't look like there's actually any branding on the outside of the shoe, but it was a charity pair that looks like they raffled off back in 2008. I've got the Skate High, so the one that released in 2005. But along with that Skate High, there were three. Let me see. Was there three old schools that were released? So a green, like it's like a drab green color, a red, and there's a high top red, a low top red. So just accompanying Skate High and old schools. I didn't know that there was a red version of that, so I'll be looking for those as well. Really cool. The graphics are on the sidewalls, or not the sidewalls, on the shoes are actually it's like a collage of photos that were taken by a photographer over the band's history. So pretty dope. I didn't know that. I thought it was just sort of, I mean, I obviously knew it was a collage, but didn't know that it was actually that. So pretty dope. So I'll be on the lookout for those as well. And then the H2O collab, another super favorite band of mine. They did a 50th anniversary release with Vans for a Skate High for their self-titled album, and I didn't know about this, but I was reading the website here, and they were originally I guess they were a Japan exclusive.
That's what I was gonna ask. Is that the one that was like supposed to be a Japan, like the one with the cards, like
right?
The flames and the cards, right? That
Yep.
logo.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, so they were released at ABC Mart. I had no idea that they were like an exclusive there, but I got my pair from H2O. They had like 75 pairs or something that they had online, which was pretty rad. I remember when Toby Morse posted about them. But yeah, super cool pair. It's not something you see. I don't know how many they sold in Japan, but did not know that. I thought they were just released from that site there. Someone in the chat mentioned, I think that was Julio, mentioned Iron Maiden, and the Power Slaves are something that I've always really liked, just because I like that navy suede with the album artwork on the side. Really cool. I think these were the ones that were re-released 2012, I think. Been on the lookout for a few of these Iron Maiden pairs. I'm sure Dave has them all, I'm sure, but
Are they all like album cover artwork?
Yeah,
Each one, because that's the one with the pyramid, right? That's like the slave.
Yeah, the Power Slave
okay.
one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm putting it together now.
Yeah, with the stitching on the back.
They're all awesome. The Trooper ones are, I think, my favorite out of that pack.
Yeah, the Troopers are super dope. I just missed out a pair on eBay, but they went for more than I was willing to pay, so I guess I didn't really miss out on them. They were like $166 or something like that, which is cool because a couple years ago I remember seeing these for like nothing, like $50 or something like that on eBay. So the collectors are aware, they know about them. So there's how many? Someone in the chat, go ahead and tell me how many there are, but I want to say there's 5 different Skate Highs for Iron Maiden. Julio will correct me, I'm sure. But I think there's 5. So those are a few of mine. There's a lot of crossover here, but next we've got the Sublimes.
Sublimes, yeah, that was my pick right there. That's that was a pretty dope one. It was like a nice shock release, Just one morning, I think we all kind of woke up like, what? Like, wait, what is this? Like, they're releasing like these pairs on the website, I was like, oh shit. And then reading up on it, we discovered there's like limited to like, they said 300 pairs, but then if you go on the Sublime site, because they were also selling them there, they said 240 pairs.
Right.
It features the 40 ounces of freedom artwork, you know, on the side of the shoe and on the tongue. And then there's like a Sublime, like their like tape label logo, I guess, on the side of the shoe.
Yeah.
Pretty dope. Simple, you know, like what you would expect from a band type collab shoe. It was cool.
A signed pair too. Wasn't that one more expensive?
Okay, so if you ordered your pair through the Sublime website, like Opie would sign it for you. He's the one who was the artist for that artwork. So he was signing boxes. Like my pair I bought from their website, yeah, and it came with the like his signature on it. Now there was also like a auction that they did, like a charity auction on eBay where I don't know, I guess he did like artwork he drew on the boxes and stuff, and they did like 3 of them or something. So, yeah, so that was pretty dope. I like that shoe. It was pretty limited. You don't really see them too much. If you do, they're asking a grip because they, you know,
Right.
they
Yeah.
like usual, but
Especially those signed ones. Those are
yeah.
they want a lot for
Those
them.
are cool.
Yeah, it's West Coast. Like I've always liked Sublime ever since I kind of discovered them in high school, kind of late. You know, like I didn't know about them early on. I knew of them going to summer camp in Catalina. We heard from the older scouts that like they would sneak over into Two Harbors, which is like the little tiny, like it's the isthmus of Catalina Island where like it comes together and it's real like you can see both sides of the island. It's the real skinny part. And there's like a little dive bar there, and like they would just take the like Catalina Cruises boat like randomly throughout like the week and go and do shows like right there in Catalina because they're from Long Beach, you know. And this was back when I was in like junior high, you know, before was it Rome, right, or Bradley? I mean before Bradley.
Yeah,
died.
Brad.
So like it was like the OG Sublime, you know. And yeah, I just remember hearing stories about that from the older scouts. I was young, you know. But, yeah,
if anyone ever gets a chance to see Sublime with Rome, they're really good. It's a great show. So if you're ever thinking about it, do it.
yeah, I like that they would like rap, but then it would like fucking kick into like crazy ass punk rock shit.
Yeah.
And then it was like ska, like reggae, like in like early years of high school, I was really into reggae because like my uncles and stuff, they were like all into reggae, and then so I just kind of I don't know, it had a cool vibe to it. Then all your typical other like ska stuff and you know.
A lot of crossover genre with them.
Yeah,
They were
yeah, and it was just dope that they were like West Coast. They were talking about like fucking LA riots. I was like, fuck yeah, like,
right.
yeah, I know exactly what they're talking about and shit. I watched that shit on TV, you know.
So I learned
Yeah.
what a Sancho was.
Yeah, right. This guy rapping in Spanish.
Cool. So another the next one, probably one that Joe and I both would like, but I threw this in there, were the Vans and Descendants pairs. Super cool pack, you know, the authentic and the old school. These were re-releases. They were originally released, I don't know when, but I was just glad that I was able to get my hands on both of them. Really stoked. Great band. If you don't know who the Descendants are, man.
Descendants, that's one of those punk rock bands that I think everybody knows, and they're fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean they're really, I mean, like, they're just one of those bands, right? Like, it's just one of those bands. Iconic. The Milo is so iconic and really cool. Love them. Not much to say about them except that just they're great.
Yeah, and I only know of them because of the Vans and then because of Milo. So it's like backwards. I saw the Vans first. I saw that they were like sought after. Then I was like, oh, I know that character. Now I can associate that with Descendants.
Now you know. Now you get it.
Yeah, then I added their songs to my punk rock playlist on Spotify. Now I'm a fucking expert.
The OG, been listening since he was a kid.
Yeah.
Also, you've got
He knows.
so all as well. If you're looking at some, you know, we haven't talked about the playlist, but we'll talk about that. But if you're looking for like the Descendants or something like that, all is another great. Same lead singer, great band. Honey Peeps, great song. Check it out. Just listen to it, enjoy it, man. So next we've got a Supreme release. The Public Enemies, the black and yellows.
Yeah, man.
Believe
That
the
was my
hype.
pick. Yeah, yeah. I mean, this shoe as a collector's shoe for like us Vans guys, it was always like one of the most sought after pairs. You know, prices have always stuck around like the $300 mark, even back when shoes weren't selling for
crazy.
that much. So it's like we would never buy them. You know, it's just like, oh, if you come across them, it was like because you got a steal or
Right.
it was somewhat used or whatever. But you know, especially the Rasta color, you know, the yellow, green, and red, that one just stands out, you know, like right away. Just it was one of my picks, you know. There's not too many hip hop collaborations, you know, even though this one was, you know, by proxy now through Supreme. It's still dope, iconic. It's got their, you know, logo on the side, you know, some script on the side, takes the nation and it's all back. Small story about that too is I think, and I heard this from Pops. Remember we were talking about him last week on the podcast. He mentioned he came across these at Nordstrom Rack back in the day. This is like before we even were hip to what
Word
Nordstrom Rack was. Yeah, he said like I found pairs of those at Nordstrom. I was like,
bro,
no shit.
Give me a time machine.
Yeah, shit.
Those have stood the test of time, like you were saying, Bill.
Gone up,
the prices
man.
on those, and it's weird because I bet you anyone who has hold on to those shoes couldn't even name a member of Public Enemy. But I put money on that.
That guy with the clock, that guy.
Yeah, that one dude.
Yeah. Flavor Flav.
What else? Oh, shout out to Tom. You know, Sam Colt 12.
Sam
Tom.
Colt. Yo, how is
I
Tom?
showed him my size 13, and I had a dead stock size 13 that I came up on, and I either sold it to him or I traded for some. I don't know. He's come up on me quite a bit with some good stuff. So luckily, he's held on to those. He only sells junk. Like he doesn't sell any of his heat. He's still holding on to all his good Vans.
What
like,
was
come on, man, send me back some stuff.
What was the other colorway that came out?
Black and white, mostly black, but white sole and then white graphics with the red laces.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just got a pair of those.
Nice.
I got them for $80 from Japan. So, yeah, super stoked to get those. That was a come up, dead stock, no box, but still super stoked. They should be here next week, I think. I got a whole grip of shoes coming from over there. I got to stop. Someone
you
cut
just
me
buy
off.
lots, huh?
Bro, yeah, cut me off, man. I got to make up for lost time. You know what I mean? I was got to inject money into this economy.
That Apple money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we got the Vault Bad Brains Chukkas. We talked about those briefly earlier, but these were super dope. That hemp colorway, right, with the gum sole, the Rasta foxing stripe.
And at that time too, you didn't see too much of that, you know.
Not at all.
Especially with that, we could use it probably another, you know, like a Hesher type shoe nowadays.
Yeah, for sure.
It is time for another one with the red, yellow, green stripe on the side. That's kind of cool that they stacked it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's really dope.
Shoes that they've done that too.
Yeah,
these
perfect. These are awesome.
It's like the tan color, so it's like wallaby style. You know, it's total Rastafari.
And these are one of those pairs that we talk about ghosts. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a pair of these for sale. You know, outside of when they came out, like you just don't see them.
Yeah, and they were pretty sought after when they dropped too. I got my pair from Proper, and yeah, it was like, man, they didn't. Yeah, people were hunting those down. Yeah.
And then some of Joe's picks. We got the Germs. Germs, Vans. What we got? We got a slip-on, right, and an old school. That's what we had for this one.
Funny enough, Germ stuff isn't even on any of the streaming. It's no Spotify, no Apple Music.
Oh wow.
Amazon Music. It's kind of odd. I don't know. I don't like. You know, the one album that they have. They got like 17 live albums, but as you can imagine, they're all terrible.
Really great quality.
But, was that the lead singer?
Oh, real high quality from the late 80s.
Is that the band the lead singer died? I remember seeing on the documentary.
He committed suicide.
Okay.
No, I don't think he committed suicide. I take that back. He had a heroin overdose.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yes.
They
Yes.
sounded good too. I like their overall sound. You know, they were on Spotify, right? Because I remember that's where I was trying to listen to a bunch of stuff. Unless it was like bootleg Spotify, you know, where people upload stuff and then it gets taken down later. You know.
I think
But
they're on a compilation CD, and that compilation company must have the rights to that
Yeah.
song because they're on there, but
Right.
it's their live stuff. But
Yeah.
the actual album, which I'm drawing a blank on, is not on Spotify.
Right.
The the lead
And
singer.
a lot of good things came out of the Germs. You have what's his name? The guitarist is the guitarist in the Foo Fighters. So Jet did their album. I mean, they're pretty iconic.
Yeah,
for
and
the
then
little time they were around.
they had Pat Smear. If you don't know who Pat Smear is, you know who Pat Smear is. If you ever listen to Nirvana Unplugged, Pat Smear plays bass for the MTV Unplugged album. So you've heard Pat Smear before, believe it or not. If you're into that sort of music. Then you got Belinda Carlisle was also in the band, and the lead singer we mentioned, Darby, I think. Darby, right? Darby Cash? Crash. But yeah, we mentioned, I think, Joe, I think you were, yeah, super punk. I think you were having some Discord issues, but yeah, these were at the Rack, right? We saw some of these at the Rack back in the day when they came out. So, or the re-release. No, I don't think it was the original release, but yeah, these came out back in 2008, so getting on in years. And then something that we've been talking a lot about, AFI.
Get them out of my head.
Yeah, so they did in the old school 2003, right? Is that what we came to a conclusion of? So these are Joey said they predate release info, and yeah, I mean, I think you're right. This is one of those shoes that like I came up on eBay, you know, probably 6 years ago or so, and I bought a pair. They're not even they're 9.5, so they don't even fit me. But like I bought them because where do you see these? You know, you never see them.
No.
Really
Actually,
dope.
so those must have they came out right before Sing the Sorrow.
Yeah.
Obviously, they were commissioned before that. So I'm wondering if the success of the album prior was like, hey, let's get a pair of shoes out there. I remember a lot of kids in high school had those, and I went to school in Southern California, so obviously you get to see a little bit more of the Vans lifestyle out here. But those shoes were hot. I had a pair. I beat them to death. I probably wore them to every show I went to. I would potentially pay up $250 for a brand new pair of those and probably never wear them, but at least I'd have them.
There you go. What size, Joe?
11.
11s. So
yeah.
You need $150. You got these.
Size 11, and I'll never talk shit about AFI again.
Davey Havoc, please. Is he still going by Davey Havoc, or has he changed his name? I don't even know.
I don't know. I love them as a band. Like I know we just talked about this too, but
yeah.
But pre Sing the Sorrow, I can listen and I cannot put it down. After that, I just have a real tough time. But you know, I mean, this might get me in a little bit of trouble saying this, but they aren't the best punk band, but they're the best punk band.
Yeah, I have a friend of mine who, he was a friend. We haven't talked in over a decade, but he was in a really iconic local band here called J Retard, and super cool band from Memphis. If you haven't heard of them, look them up if you're into that sort of music. But his favorite band of all time was AFI. Through it all, like not even like it was like old stuff to the new stuff. It was new stuff. This was 2003, 2004. So, but that was his favorite band. So pretty cool.
Well, another big band of yours, huh? AFI?
Yeah. So suicidal tendencies we talked about a little bit before. I don't know if that was actually something that we got recorded or not, but we talked a little bit about this release, this specific release, not the Syndicates, but just the classic release. Joe, this was your pick too. They had a whole
another big shoe, man.
Whole
This was a great
collection.
collection. The entire collection was awesome.
I like the artwork, right? This is the one where it has like the sketch, like the skulls and stuff.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Turned up hat.
Bandana, I thought, or something.
Yeah, I believe so.
Let's see the shoe.
I did or something. I don't know. I didn't get them.
It was great. I think it was pretty widely available at most fan stores.
Yeah.
I think this is a pair of shoes I know I bought them when they came out, but then I also was able to catch a pair at the rack, and I just destroyed these eras. I destroyed them, and what I wouldn't give to have another pair of these, just to sit and collect dust.
Yeah, someone actually wore these for. Well, he says day 23, so he's in the future, living in the future. Uncle Jay's Waffles on Instagram. I'm not sure where you're posting from, so it probably is.
He's going on vacation. Maybe or something.
He posted the skate highs from this collection, so they're still getting some love out there. I would love to have any of this, specifically the shirt and the eras. Would love to get my hands on those. Super cool, custom box and all that stuff, like really dope collection.
It's definitely thought through. It's one of those this is what every collection should look like. And I think this predated a lot of, the Mario collection with the different box and stuff like that. And, I think that predated that. So it's really cool to see. It's almost like they set the trend. And that blue, the blue on the era itself is a very vibrant royal blue.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen that blue on a shoe in a long time.
Yeah, it's not like the normal STV blue that they have on Vans.
Right.
It's really different.
Right.
Really, really great blue. Some of the stuff from chat, really quick, just to catch up. A little bit of discussion about the No Doubt slip-ons, right? Weren't they? The Rocksteady slip-ons, I think is what they were.
Slips and old schools. They did both.
Yeah, I did old school as well. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, that was a dope shoe.
SD Chicana says, I have the No Doubt slip-ons, and they're my favorite pair of all my Vans. That's really dope. I have never even had them in my hands. I would love to get a pair, though. Big fan of No Doubt. I think... Where are they from? Where's No Doubt from? Southern California?
Orange County.
Yeah,
Orange County. There you go. So I'd love to get a pair of those. So rounding out the stuff here, the music talk, we've got the Malcolm McLaren's Supreme V79s. So were these an actual Supreme shoe, or were they just a shoe that released with no fanfare whatsoever at Supreme one day?
Right.
No, they definitely released there. They came. So Malcolm had a collection with Supreme. From what I remember, I mean, this is even my early Supreme days. There was a New Era hat with the Duck Rock logo on it, and then there was a shirt. There might have been two or three, and he has a few different music groups, and they use the moniker the world famous Supreme Team.
Yeah,
and I believe that was the main graphic on a lot of those shirts, along with the Duck Rock moniker.
Yeah, I just noticed they do have the heel scab, the Supreme heel scab. Yeah, so definitely.
Yeah.
Dope.
Nobody bought that shoe when it came out, though.
No, these things sat.
Yeah. I have an orange pair that I got later after the fact, but what color did you buy?
These for sale either. I bought the yellow ones. Bought the yellow ones, yeah.
Yeah,
it's dope color blocking. I like black. That whole black laces and black tongue is dope. That'd be cool if they revisited this. Could be in
this, Bill. This was about the same time that they released those. I believe they were 79s as well. So I really like this model. Remember they just had the navy, black, cream, and white 79s?
Yeah.
Supreme did, but they didn't go online.
Yeah, you're talking about, because remember what we were talking about was when Supreme put it back out for sale, but it was an earlier model
Right.
shoe, right? So it was during the sidewalk sale, 08, 09, something like that. I think it was. Yeah, it was just after like the REs released, I think, because that was still in store when I went to go get the V77. So, yeah. So, but this came out just after that. It's cool though because it's like super dope, like classic hip hop right there. You know, if you listen to like the old
Big time.
You know, Malcolm McLaren stuff, and it's pretty dope. All that like beatboxing, and, like record scratching.
I mean, these look like a b-boy shoe too, you know, with the toe cap and all that. The V79
on the back of your fucking Levi jacket.
Exactly. Yes.
That whole like New York like street gang scene, you know, that they had back in the day.
And yeah. Andy, if you go to the bottom, you'll see some of these comments. They're pretty on par for today. I mean, you
oh man, here we go. 12 years ago. Yeah.
Nothing better than Hypebeast comments. Let's see.
No, it's all gold. It's all gold. Let's say that.
These are dope. Yeah, let's definitely read some of these. Yellow goes with the Pirates cap. Can't do any neon crap.
Okay. Yeah.
Best shit since them Timbo collabs from a few years back, says Jason. Dre, I wonder if that's Dr. Dre. He said, this is horrible. People talk so much shit about bright kicks. Where they at now?
Yeah.
One thing you can always count on is Vans having the flattest sole in town.
But I made you guys scroll.
No, these are dope.
This shoe, I mean, honestly, but like this was for anyone who knew Malcolm McLaren. Like, I just happen to be, you know, a big fan of punk rock and obviously follow the Sex Pistols and was able to, you know, this was just a nice. It was nice. To me, it was nice. It did it for me.
What's really funny about these comments is, like, people are saying things like, if these weren't Supreme, they'd get no love from anybody. Half of y'all don't know Nathan about this anyhow. But, like, nobody bought these. So, like, you know, whatever.
They had to have like just like liquidated pairs. They probably ended up at some random fucking
right. Yeah,
Ross or some shit like back. You know.
Always wonder what happened to that stuff, right? Because yeah, no one had these, and you don't see these ever.
Nope. Or
Supreme has had two warehouse sales. One was in 2005, the other was in 2008, and they had the LA stock and the New York stock separate. And I was at the LA warehouse sale. And the amount of people versus the amount of stuff that was there, everybody got something. So there's a lot of shit left over. If they ever did it again, I mean, who the fuck knows? There'd probably be
it'd be a fucking riot.
Yeah, there'd be a goddamn riot. But
it'd be the Galaxy Foam release all over again. Shout out to Florida.
We're good.
Back in the chat, Julio says he went to the same high school as Gwen Stefani. Cool, that's dope, dude. At the same time? Probably not the same time. Y'all aren't the same age. But that's dope.
Can you get me an autograph from Blake or what?
Yeah, let me know. Give me an autograph from Gavin. It might be touchy. I don't know if they're on speaking terms, but okay, so
Blake, I figured that would be a little easier.
Let's get into some news. We've got something that I want to talk about. I got questions. Guys, I got questions. So the SE bikes, we got the new release of the shoes. Pretty cool, right? We got Skate High this time. And do you pronounce it Evident or is it just EVDNT?
Yeah, I think you just say Evident.
Evident. The Ultimate Waffle. Where are the bikes at?
Yeah, man.
Ooh.
It's a touchy subject, I guess. Huh?
Where are the bikes? Y'all been teasing. SE, y'all are not listening to this, but if you are, y'all been teasing these bikes for like 7 months. Where?
Give us our damn bikes.
Where we want to? don't even ride a bike. I rode a motorcycle, but I want a bike. I know Scotty Too Hottie, he wants a bike. Dave probably wants 2 or 3 bikes.
Dave, you got room in that room of yours for 3 bikes or what?
He's got to build on an extension, I think. But yeah, the big rippers.
The bikes are so awesome looking. The shoes are great. They're just teasing.
Yeah.
Teasing and thumbs up.
Into the
What's get you? The power release or these bikes?
Yo, we'll talk about that paddle release. These skate highs sort of remind me of the Haro release from a couple years back. They were like a much brighter blue, right? Haro?
Yeah.
How you pronounce that?
Haro, yeah,
Haro, right? Much brighter blue, but I'm sort of getting vibes from those. But
I guess it's checkerboard, just associates with BMX.
Yeah.
With Vans, I guess.
Yeah, super dope. I'm sure Lars, if you're listening to this, I'm sure you got 4 or 5 pairs of these already.
Hopefully he's got some bikes on.
Yeah, you got the bikes on deck. Let us know what's going on. You probably got the inside scoop. Got the facts on the SE bikes coming, but yeah. So something. What's next here? That I guess this techwear, or techwear is a bad word for it, but like these chunky outsoles are hot now because Vans very quietly did, outside of the Vibram release, which is available now, they did this Sentry pack. I don't know if y'all have seen these, but they are available at Sneaker Box. I'm sure other places as well, but the old school is a women's model, so it only comes in women's sizing, but it's a classic silo with a big heel tab and a huge sole.
Yeah. What's I've only seen the high top one.
So they did the like a skate high, right, as well.
Yeah,
which is
like
a men's.
Authentic high, whatever that shape is. I don't know.
And it's
really
sold out. Everywhere I've seen it, it's sold out. So that one, people bought it up. These old schools, I guess they just, well, look, they're sold out in, only size available is a 7.5 and an 8 from Sneaker Box. So apparently these are pretty sought after. People are liking the chunky outsoles. It's a cool shape. It's a cool look. Not for me, but hey, you like it, I love it. And it's a waffle cup as well. Big old chunky waffle cup. Yeah, ladies in the chat, throw your what do you think of these? Are you into them? Do you hate them? What do you think? And yeah, so this is
that inch and a half height. They need it.
yeah. Hey, I'm 5'8". I need it too. And then the Vibrams released. I know that there are some folks out there who are super excited. I've seen some on-feed pics on Instagram. Yo, you like them, I love them, but they're definitely not for me. I couldn't pull this off at all. If you can, more power to you. Also releasing slowly, I guess, in places beforehand, right? Because they're supposed to release tomorrow. The Bedwins release tomorrow, I think, officially, but we've got some places out there who have released some pairs, some of the models. So if you got those, awesome, your team early, I guess. So those will be coming out tomorrow. So Bill, you got some. Whoop! I screwed it up.
You chopped up. What'd you say?
I messed it up. So you got some info on the Vans family half cabs.
Oh yeah. I got on a conference call this past week with the Vans family folks, the ones that coordinated this half cab release. We're kicking off some talks about what we're gonna do in the future. Not sure if we're gonna be able to make timelines for this coming year. They might have stuff already designated and
Right.
line, but maybe they're talking even for like 2 years from now, so we can get a good planning, down on what we're, just, it's just talks right now, coming up with ideas for models, styles. We should probably get together and talk with everybody about like, get kind of fill the room out for like what like certain stories and things mean to them, because they kind of have a direction that they want to try to like go with, and it's like looking back while moving forward, or I forget the exact term, but it's like they want to pull some more stories out from the past, sort of like how the half cab story with chopping it down and duct taping it up and things like that. So I don't know. I was thinking, I'm not real good with thinking on the spot when we're in meetings and stuff. I kind of like to have my questions and ideas planned out.
Right.
So but yeah, so we got to revisit that and talk more about some ideas that we can bring to the table, because I want this to kind of have input from everybody.
Right. Yeah.
I can speak most of the time for what I feel like, what we like and stuff, but you never know. We'll figure that out. But yeah, during this meeting, I happened to bring up like, how many pairs of these 31 days of Vans half cabs were there? And she said there were 400 pairs. So for those of you who got them, 400 pairs.
400.
So yeah,
dang,
one of the lucky ones, man.
That's super dope. Like, because it was not up for long, right? I mean, it was up, and then by the time I like even checked it afterwards, right, gone.
Yeah.
So pretty dope.
This is what it's like when you collect Vans. This is I feel like this is another good reason to be a Vans collector, is because I mean, maybe they're not as popular, so they don't make as many, but at the same time, like, a number's a number. What are the chances of you running into somebody else out in the general public rocking the same shit,
Right.
or just having the same thing that you have? You have something limited, not a Jordan that's got 500,000 pairs made.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Per
Like
release,
500,000. Like, that's ridiculous compared to like this, or like an OG Blend Skate High, 100 pairs,
and like had leftover pairs after the event, like with the release event, right, Joe? They had like a handful of pairs left over. They didn't sell out the day that they released, which is crazy to think about now.
They had them for a while.
That night I went, remember, to the San Diego party. Yeah. No, what were you gonna say? You got the what?
I was gonna say that night I was there. I was there 15 minutes before they opened. So, Phil was the only one in front of me. He's a guy that rides a motorcycle, just a Blends customer, not like a Vans guy like us. And everyone else after that they were just, they were shoppers at Blends. They weren't really like Vans guys or anything like that. So Blends had their own following, and they probably had, I don't even know if I don't think they sold half of them that night. I really don't. I don't think so.
That's so wild.
A lot of times at these Vans release parties, people are just there to party and get free drinks.
True.
They're just party crowds. They hang out. Like, where I show up and I'm like, where's the line? I need to go get in line so I can make sure I get this or that. And but like that day, that release day, it rained in the morning. I was camped out at Costa Mesa. I was able to pick up like, I think, 3 pairs. One for myself, got back in line, bought another pair, and then I was able to get Erwin a pair. And like, they let me, and I was like, okay. And then I think I might have gotten 4 pairs from them, because I had asked, because I got Ism a pair also, and I was like, if you Venmo me right now, or whatever it was, PayPal me, I can buy it for you. They said they'll sell it to me, and then that'll be that.
And like, think about that. So 100 pairs, right?
Yeah.
Divided up over 4 shops at the time.
4, yeah.
4
stores. Yeah.
Like, that's 25 pairs each on a good day, right?
Yeah.
And they did not sell out. And like, good luck trying to find a pair of those now. And if you do find a pair in your size,
you're paying for them.
800 to
at least.
I sold one of my pairs for $850.
Right.
And
I sold mine when I ran for office. I sold shoes because I wasn't working. I wasn't taking a check. I was paying my staff, but I sold to pay rent and all that stuff. I sold my Blends collection, and so like, now I can't find anything. It sucks.
And what I wanted to add on to that story was, like, after that Costa Mesa, I jetted down to Santa Ana. Santa Ana had just opened. That was like their first release that they did. And I walked in and there's like, yeah, man, we just sold most of our pairs. And we still have like a 10.5 and like a 7 left. I was like, can I get the 10.5? They're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So I picked up the 10.5. And then the San Diego party was that night. You know, they had the actual release party. And me and my buddy went down to San Diego, picked up our friends, and we went and hung out. And then Jules was like, I'm like, you still got pairs up? He's like, yeah, we got like an 11 and something. I was like, can I get the 11? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh shit. So I had like 7 pairs, I think 6 or 7 pairs. By the end of that day, I mean, my credit card was fucked, but they really want 60 a piece plus tax, you know?
Bill got 10% of all the Blends OG skate highs in existence.
No one will ever believe that. And I know I took a picture of it, but it's like in some old random download folder photos. I don't even know, but that's just epic, you know? Those are the stories that I have with like early days of Vans collecting and before anybody even had an idea, you know, about shit like that.
Super cool, like, and that release was so iconic. So going back to where you were talking about like low numbers and things like that. Like last week, you know, we had the Carmen 2 release, and we talked about the story about the original. There were supposed to be 200 pairs of the Carmens, but there were 86, right, that were errored or something that they didn't release, something like that. Mm-hmm. So I actually reached out to someone at Soul Classics and asked about that. And they confirmed that that's a true story. So Vans kept 86 pairs, never left the factory. They destroyed them because they didn't meet QA. And so originally they were supposed to be 200 pairs, but they only ended up releasing, 116 or 114 or however many there were. It's wild, right? Like I was like, yo, let me get a pair of those errored ones. Let me find those.
Didn't pass. Was it like the mud stain was not right? And like it looked like mud anyway. Like fuck.
Who knows, man? But it's just one of those things.
You look at something like that and you think like, well, what shop commissioned Vans to do that? Why wouldn't they just, hey, here they are. I wouldn't sell them if I was you.
Yeah, who knows?
Fans look bad or anything like that. That would make the shop look terrible for releasing an inferior product. You should let them make that decision, you know?
That's
who knows? Probably just
sneaker politics, right?
It, so they just left it there, like, here, don't even bother sending it this way. Cut our losses, you know.
But that makes sense now with, you know, the question of, hey, error versus authentic. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, what happened?
Yeah.
I still need to watch it. I need to figure out what is a Dunk versus Dunk SB. I'm gonna watch a video on it tonight.
Oh yeah. There might be a video or two out there.
Let me know if you once you figure it out. I'm interested.
I'll send it your way.
Yeah.
But that's cool. That's the kind of story we want, and that it's nice that we're able to get an answer to that. There's access to people that can answer that question. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's dope that So I said I reached out. That's not true. We were actually talking, and they mentioned that they were listening to the show. So they were like, "Oh, this is true. Actually, that this really happened." So dope, cool to hear that y'all are out there listening. So shout out to Soul Classics again, 2 weeks in a row. Y'all killed. I got my pair, and they're dope. They're super cool. Super cool stuff.
I was too slow online. I'll try for the next one.
Rip. So what's up with the Pata release, guys?
Which one? Pata's release or
Wishes Pata release or like what's going on?
Pata release. I don't know. They're all on their own schedule, I think.
So
and pushing it out another week.
Yeah. So they were originally supposed to release all at the same time last week, right? I misread the Pata post that said that Pata's release was still happening, but the Vans release had been, or the global release had been pushed to the 23rd, which would be tomorrow. Well, Vault has again pushed this release back to the 26th global release, but we mentioned Wish. Wish had theirs up before Pata did. So, like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not sure, man. It's like
It's
funny.
wild. Like it's
Maybe they don't have a hard release date on them.
That would be cool though. I'm down with that. You know, this hard release date stuff kind of it just opens it up for the opportunists.
it's
to come in
true.
and
Yeah,
buy
like
shit up to resell.
just
So if we keep
release
on
it
our
when it
toes, they're gonna
releases.
eventually give up where we won't. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, folks who are just trying to strike when the iron's hot, right, and make that buck, that whatever, $10 or something that they make on their resale. Speaking of, like, I've been watching a few pairs of the Monogram Supremes that we talked about a couple episodes back, and like they're now selling under retail on Supreme on eBay. So like these resellers, man, thank God for resellers. Appreciate you.
Yeah. eBay, Supreme's #1. I know.
Wild,
Even
man.
StockX, you can get plenty of shit for under retail. You just have to wait for that right person to be like, I gotta give it up, and I gotta give it up on this
That's it.
on this site. You know what I mean? It's
Just wait them out.
The game isn't for everyone, and that's what these suburban white kids think. It's kind of what it is, man.
Oh, SD Chicana just posted in the chat. Mercari, yo, keep it down. Mercari's my
Delete.
that's my spot. Don't blow up my spot. I got some stuff on Mercari that yeah, keep it down. Keep those secrets. So something we want to do every week, little new feature that we're going to do are some steals that you can get. I don't need to be buying live on stream anymore, but we have some stuff here that maybe you might be interested in. Some really cool stuff for the low.
Yeah, man. Okay, we found some deals at Proper. That would be our feature for this week. They've had stuff on sale for the past week or two, maybe a little bit longer, but I just came across it. They got orange double taps skate highs going for like $60.
Yep.
Plus shipping. And I was like, oh, okay. They still got a couple sizes on there. They had a 12, but I'm like, I think I got like 4 pairs right now. So
Yeah, they've got a 7, men's size 7, 11, and a 12. I got the 10.5 they had on there like a month ago, I think. They were on sale on there. Because I missed this whole release, so...
But people are sleeping on that orange pair, man. Everybody went for the black, basic. But I'm like...
They're dope.
Every once in a while, they come out with like a cool signature color. Obviously, orange was their color this year.
Right.
That was their whole theme with the whole GPS pack and everything. For some reason, they were on orange. And I'm like, you know what? I could probably do that. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Who knows?
Halloween comes every year, right? So if nothing else, you got your Halloween pair on lock.
Exactly. And it's got bones on it, right? That's like signature Halloween.
There you go, man. It's perfect.
Yeah,
interested to see what they're going to do this year, maybe?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens this year. I don't know if we'll get a double taps release this year or not.
We'll see.
Dave's probably like talking with talk.
I'd like to see them get rid of the bones, man. Like I don't know. I think we're done.
Move on to like rainbows or something.
For a brand that has so much to do military wise, and I think that their door is so wide open to do anything.
Well, they did that
so many different things.
That half cab, right, with this release, or was it with the release before, that navy digital?
Yeah, the digi-camo.
See, and that was way more up their alley, I thought, too. Yeah. I like that.
I think so, too.
A cab and an arrow,
right? They did the cab, and then, is that the same time they did, like, the olive and the navy old school?
Well, no. Was it the same time as the... Later. This one the half cab came out with the flames.
This one came right after the flames, I believe.
Okay, so the next set. So then it could have been the red, green, and blue eras, the white with the red, green, blue rubber.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I like, Eddie, those cabs you mentioned. I like those.
Those cabs are dope.
I think they were accompanied by an era. And I that to me is that, like, their digi-camo or whatever, it's just an affordable option for double taps. I mean, that's some of their stuff is a little outlandish price-wise,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Go over to.
I'd love to see the something more their military inspired stuff. I love that sort of stuff that they do, and I mean, I love the Bones. Don't get me wrong, but Joe. Maybe it's time to retire them. I don't know. Let us know what you think in the comments. If you think, hey, should we retire the Bones? Should Double Tap retire the Bones? That's the question of the week. You got to
Yeah.
answer.
Let us know.
Question of the week.
Go back to that hickory stripe bag.
Yeah, that's what's next. That hickory stripe
That should
tote
be
bag.
first. So this was part of the what's it called? Mills. I forget
Cone
the name
Mills.
of it. Yeah, exactly. But it was part of that, seersucker stripe pack. But that bag's on sale, $40, right? 45.
45. Yep. 30
Yeah,
bucks
that's a
off.
good bag. I got that bag on sale. Yeah, I got one a while back for 10. She has one of those. But it's super. It's a big bag. It fits all of our like swim gear and stuff in it. But it's cool. That's a clean little bag.
Yeah, and that hickory stripe is like a vintage American workwear thing. And Cone Mills denim.
Reminds me of red cap.
Yeah, and Cone Mills denim is this historic denim. I don't want to say it's not a denim factory, but I don't know what the word that you use for that. But it doesn't exist anymore, so there's no new Cone Mills anymore. If you're a denim head, if you're following 316 and stuff like that and paying way too much for denim like I am, it's a historic piece. The shoes, I wish they were OG silos, but really cool. There was a skate high and a slip on, right?
And an era, yep.
And an era. And speaking of this hickory stripe, right? The Carhartt stuff that we talked about before, they also did a hickory stripe pack, which was really dope. I don't think that they were really expensive. I know we talked about it before, but like they were really expensive when they came out. They were like $180 for those hickory stripe pairs, but pretty cool. And then
it'd be cool to see Carhartt do a release now because
yeah,
like when they do Converse releases, they have them on their WIP site.
Yep.
So maybe if they do a Vans release, maybe they'd get it on there and maybe a little more accessible and slightly more affordable. Carhartt, if you're listening, which I know you are.
Yeah.
Yes, please
Get on that.
Hook it up. Camo, Let us know.
Black. Give us those again.
Clayton in the chat.
Old school syndicates.
Clayton gave me the word I was looking for. Mill, even though I said it. It's in the name, a cone mill. Yes, mill. Thank you. And then last, I'll throw it out there. It's not proper, it's Slam Jam, but they have the trilogy tapes, Chukka, in most colorways right now for $69. Nice. So pretty cool. Good deal for those. I'm picking up the olive leaf, I think is what it's called. That olive color. Super cool. Year of the Chukka, I think. This is a big year for the Chukka, so.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'll try to, if we find good deals and stuff, we'll try to mention it, We're trying to figure out things to talk about, switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, we're trying to just do a little bit here and there. So another thing I think that would be cool that if we started this as a feature is we do like this, the homie shout outs, right?
Yeah.
And this week I want to shout out to Jason Nukon? I don't know maybe it's just Nuke. I don't know, but this cat. I mean, I don't know. He's always been around. It looks like, but I just didn't know. I mean, I'm not super active. I could Instagram a little bit better, but he's really like popped up for 31 Days of Vans. Heavy. I memean, this dude is. He's a designer with Vans, it looks like, and he's posting some crazy stuff. The one thing that I thought was just so cool. That's one thing I love about Vans and the 31 Days of Vans is that we we see stuff that we never knew existed, right? Like with Steve participating this year, we see a lot of rad stuff that he's posting that are like these one-offs that he makes from the place he gets his shirts done, you know.
Yeah.
But then we see stuff like this, like the Raising Cane's pair of old schools that that he designed. Just
So cool.
so rad. Like I never would have known that these existed.
Yeah, like what a cool job to just be able to get to like just mock up customs and order them.
Right.
You know,
How
like,
dope
from the
is
factory.
that?
Just
And he-
one-off, random.
He's
you know?
he did this old school, this Monster Energy old school as well. These are sort of those things that as collectors, you know, we would be hunting. That's the stuff that we we find on eBay one day for $20 or something. Or if you're lucky enough to live in Southern California, you go to the Hollywood Bowl to go to the flea market or swap meet. They call it out there, the swap meet.
So many cool ones, man. I mean,
Yeah,
even
because-
like I'm not into those monsters. Like I don't really like monster that much.
Right.
But
I'm a bang guy
it just
myself.
looks like a perfect monster shoe.
Yeah, it fits it.
Hey,
It just
Jason,
fits
if
it.
if you're listening to this, make a bang one. For us,
Yeah, get us a bang. Official bang. Unofficial bang. So, yeah, I mean, he did the Aquabat stuff. He did some villain stuff. The Moon Eyes, which is just phenomenal. He's done a lot of stuff with Mayolo. I think that's how you pronounce his name. The French guy.
Yeah, the photographer.
yeah,
Vans.
For Vans, yep. He did some
Yeah,
ultra range
yeah.
stuff with anchors, which are cool as hell. Which, I would love to get a pair of those. Anchor guy, former Navy. Gotta love my anchors. But yeah, just a cool dude. I've talked to him a few times on through socials and looking forward. Well, I guess that's a good segue. Looking forward to hanging out because we are doing a little summit.
Yeah.
SoCal Summit 2021. We're gonna be hanging out at Blends, Costa Mesa. 3 p.m. Right? That's the time we're shooting for.
Shoot for around 3. Yep.
August 7th, Saturday, August the 7th.
Yep.
We're gonna have Clayton wearing waffles in full effect. He'll be coming into town as well. I'll be flying in. So we won't have an episode, a stream that Thursday because we're gonna do it live. We're gonna do a live set from Blends. All 3 of us will be, or all 4 of us, I guess I should say, will be there. Talk. Hopefully we'll have a little bit of time to talk and see what's going on. They're doing they got a pizza shop opening up, so we may be getting a couple of slices of pie, not waffles, but hey, I'll take a slice of Southern California pie.
Yeah,
so
the parking's kind of bad midday, especially on a Saturday.
Yeah.
You got all the brunch people. You got all the hipsters lining up outside Buffalo Exchange trying to sell their junk. It's pretty busy right around there. I think around that time. Probably got people hanging out at the brewery next door. Try to find parking in the lot. If not, I think there's a side parking lot. Not on the Pet Boys side, they'll tell you.
Yeah.
Try to park there. You got to go park in there's a back lot, I think, behind the brewery on the side street or something.
oh yeah, booze, food, friends.
Yeah. We'll be all just hanging out and it'll be fun.
It'll be dope.
A reveal of sorts.
Maybe.
Something like
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe that's in the talks.
We may have some surprises.
Revealing a new shoe, an upcoming shoe.
Maybe some merchandise for the Vans family. Some waffle heads, stickers, pins, maybe some T-shirts. Shout out to Todd Emerson. So looking forward to that.
We'll see.
So that's all we got for you. This has been a dope little session. We've been politicking about music, which is I'm always down. always down to talk about some music and some shoes. So this has been a fun one.
Yeah, it's so easy to talk music and shoes and skateboarding, and I think like at in some capacity, music kind of brought us into shoes, or shoes brought us into music, or that kind of goes hand in hand. So I love this one was great. I love this one.
Speaking of skateboarding, we didn't even mention tomorrow. Skateboarding's in the Olympics, guys. Officially, right? Pretty cool. I think that anytime we can make something more accessible, right, is dope. I know that I might catch some heat from some locals only sort of folks, but that's okay, right? Everyone should be able to skate, and if it's getting
the early '90s,
right, yeah, everyone can skate, man. Get out there. So tomorrow, skateboarding at the Olympics, pretty cool. I saw Tony Hawk, the OG Tony Hawk out there doing some. He was skating the bowl and some other places today. I think he'll be commentating for the ceremony or for the events. So if you're into that sort of thing, if you're into skateboarding, give that a watch. It'll be cool. Hopefully we can bring some golds. But that being said, it's been real. It's been cool. Make sure you are, if you're listening to us on replay here on Twitch, watching us, I should say, on replay, on VOD, on Twitch, make sure you give us a follow. We've got to get some followers, get our views up so we can do whatever Twitch has us do, so we can get some subs in there and we can start selling bath water, right? So we got that.
Snake oil.
That's in the works. If you're listening or watching this on replay on YouTube, make sure you give us a like. It really does help out the channel. I know it sounds corny. Everyone says that. But definitely subscribe on there. Throw a comment. Answer our question. What was our question? Should double taps get rid of the bone? Should we retire the bone? And if you're listening to this wherever you get your podcasts, be sure to follow us. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts as well as Anchor or Spotify.
Yeah.
Cool. So we will catch y'all next week. Same time, same place. Check all of
theauthenticara.com to find all our links.
Yeah, theauthenticara.com, as well as in the description for this video. Thank y'all so much for listening. We will see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.